Hello, we are back and we are still multiplying rational numbers. Now we're going to work on example number 2. We have two fractions, we're going to multiply them and write our answer in simplest form. So remember, real quick review, every single time we are multiplying fractions, first thing we look to do is cross cancel and then multiply across. Okay, here we go. We have 1/8 multiplied by 6/7. The first thing we're going to do is look to cross cancel. Well, anytime there's a 1, you can never cross cancel because you can't make 1 any smaller than 1. So we're good there. We're going to look at 6/8. Now, 6 and 8, are there any common factors between 6 and 8? Yes, there are. 2. 2 goes into 6 and 2 also goes into 8. Well, how many times does 2 go into 6? Well, it goes in 3 times. So we're just going to cancel it out like this, and we're going to write a little 3. 2 goes into 6 3 times. How many times does 2 go into 8? 2 goes into 8 4 times. Well, we're going to look at it again. Are there any numbers that go into 3 and 4? Nope. Those are, remember, relatively prime. So we are good. We have done our job. We have cross-canceled, and now we're just going to multiply across. So 1 times 3 is 3 over 4 times 7 is 28. Now we're going to look at 3 over 28. Are there any numbers that goes into both 3 and 28? Well, the only option would be 3. 3 does not go into 28. So this answer right here is in simplest form. All right. Okay, the next one, additional example 2b. Ooh, it has a negative number. So negative 2/3 multiplied by 9 over 2. All right, remember, we're multiplying, so we look to multiply across. Whenever we're multiplying, we look to cross, cancel, and then multiply across. All right, so here we go. We are cross canceling. 2 and 2. Is there any number that goes into 2 and 2? Well, 2. Okay, 2 goes into 2. How many times? 1 time. And 2 goes into 2. How many times? 1 time. All right. Let's look at 3 and 9. Does any number go into 3 and 9? Yes, 3. 3 goes into 3, and it also goes into 9. So, okay, let's cancel it out. 3 goes into 3. How many times? It goes in there 1 time. And 3 goes into 9. How many times? 3 times. And this is how I want you to show your work on your homework. Okay. We have simplified this, so now we're just going to multiply across. We have a negative 1 times 3, which is negative 3. And then we have 1 times 1, which is just 1. And negative 3 divided by 1, or negative 3 over 1, however you want to think about it. You can think about it, the same way. Both are right. It's just the same thing as negative 3. And so that is it. Now it is for our favorite friend, the pause dragon. I need you guys to all pause the video camera. Pause, 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 pause. And he's so cute, he likes to leave his little pause to help you remind you to pause. So now pause. I need you guys to work out, check it out, example 2A and 2B, and then come back and see if you got it right. We are back. All right. Welcome back. Okay, so we are just continuing to multiply fractions. So whenever you're multiplying, we look to cross cancel and then multiply across. So first, let's look to cross cancel here. 3 and 8. Are there any common factors between 3 and 8? No. Okay, so that's good. How about 5 and 5? Well, that one's easy. Whenever you have 5 and 5, you know that 5 goes into it. So 5 goes into 5 how many times? 1 time. 5 goes into 5 how many times? 1 time. So then I'm just going to multiply across. 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 times 8 is 8. It's really cool when you cross cancel because it makes the problems a lot simpler, and you don't have to multiply the numbers and get really, really super big numbers here. Like this would be 3 times 5, which would be 15, and then 5 times 8, which would be 40, and then you have to do a lot of reducing to get in simplest form. So when you're cross cancel, you're dealing with a lot smaller numbers, and then you end up with a, for the most part, usually a reduced number here. Anyways, okay, we're moving on. Hopefully you got that right. If you did, good job. Let's move on to the next one. Check it out, example 2B. Okay, so we are going to multiply and write the answer in simplest form. Got it. So whenever we're multiplying fractions, we have negative 7/8 multiplied by 4/7. We are going to look to cross cancel and then, yes, multiply across. So let's look here. we got 7 and 7. I see that negative here, and we'll worry about it in a little bit. So 7 and 7, does anything go into 7 and 7? Yes, that's the easy one. 7 goes into 7 and 7. How many times? 7 goes into 7 one time. 7 goes into 7 one time. Now we're looking at 4 and 8. What number goes into 4 and 8? Well, I know that 4 goes into 4 and 4 goes into 8. So 4 goes into 4 one time and 4 goes into 8 two times. And now everything is everything's relatively prime when we look at cross. So we can multiply across. So -1 times 1 is -1. And 2 times 1 is 2. So there you go. There's our answer. Now just make sure whenever you're watching these videos, if you have any questions, just make sure you kind of just say, oh, I didn't understand that. I need some help. And then you can maybe write your answer, why, I don't understand the negatives, or I don't understand how to cross cancel, or whatever you need to do. But just go ahead. So when we come back to our lectures, you can ask those questions, and then we can get answers to them. All right. Hopefully you got that one right. If not, go ahead and fix your answer so it is right. Good job, you guys. I will see you with example number 3. Okay, bye.